Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of June 10th, 2015, so let's get right into it. Decent amount of books this week. Less than last week, even though, well, probably about the same, but last week was huge. So first up we have All-Star Section 8. This is stuff spinning out of the Hitman comic back in the day. We talked about Volume 1 on one of our book club picks on the Comic Conspiracy podcast. So I'm curious to check it out. It's by Ennis and art by McCrea. So that was the team that was on Hitman before. So yeah, but really curious to see how this goes. I did not completely realize that the 8-page previews in the Convergence #2 books was new content for these, so I highly recommend you go to Comixology and download any of the previews. They're free. That way you can kind of get a feel for what you're going to like, but those tend to lead directly into what you're going to get from the issue #1s. So that's the first on my pull list. Next up we have Batman 41. There is the infamous Bat Robot or Jim Gordon, spoiler, in the Bat costume suit thing. So again, really curious to see where Snyder takes this. It's been really, really awesome. And funny thing about this cover, if you look here, I'll bring it close. If you look at that, it looks like it says Capullo is FCO, even though it's technically, yeah, a 15, but it looks like Capullo is FCO. So I'm curious to see what FCO means. I've thought about tweeting him about it, but thought, I don't want to piss Capullo off. So, but Batman 41 is out. Next up, we have Catwoman #41. Still enjoying Catwoman. Ever since Anicetti left, this book has been 100 times better. Can't wait to see what's going on with Catwoman in this stuff after Convergence, even though technically it's not after Convergence, it's just they took a break and then they're back. Next up on the pull list is another #1 from DC this week, which is Constantine the Hellblazer #1. The art looked pretty interesting, so I was going to check it out, but again, I need to check out the preview from the Convergence, so I've actually downloaded most of them onto my Comixology account, so I'll be checking them out before I actually read the issues. So, next up we have one of Toby's favorites, Descender #4, from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, right? Yeah, Dustin Nguyen. Really great book. I've read the first 3 issues, really, really enjoyed them. Can't wait to see where this title takes us. But yeah, Descender's really, really good. So, I highly recommend if you can find the early issues, check them out. It is a fun title. There's probably going to be a trade soonish, so if you don't want to go hunting for the issues, you can at least get the trade. Then next up we have a returning book, which is Detective Comics #41. Yeah, just curious to see where it goes from here. Manipul's doing the art, and it looks like Bucciello, I can't pronounce names tonight, is doing the writing, so we'll see. Next up is another #1 from DC, which is Earth 2 Society. So we'll see what happens with the Earth 2 characters now that they apparently have a new planet. So, hey, what can you do? Next up is another returning book, Harley Quinn #17. Again, some of the returning books actually do have 8-page previews in those Convergence books, so you might want to double check those as well. Those are supposed to be brand new pages. So, yeah, so a lot of the DC titles I'm going to have to read up on beforehand. So, then next up we have the always confusing Grant Morrison. Gives us Nameless #4. I'm not too big a fan on this. This might be the last issue I pick up. Nameless is okay, but again, I know what's going on in the story, but nothing's grabbed me. So, but Nameless #4, it's out. Next up is a really awesome title, whether you like it or not. Saga #29 is out on shelves tomorrow or today. So yeah, really enjoy Saga. Love this series. Was behind a little bit, but I got caught up, so I'm really excited to see where it goes. Another new DC #1. I've been saying that a lot because I'm actually picking a lot of these up. But it's a Starfire #1 by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. I'm not sure who does the artwork, but I know Amanda Conner does this cover, so we'll see. But curious to see what take they give on Starfire in this, so we'll see if I continue it. But I like Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner, so we'll see. Then next up was a returning title, The New Suicide Squad, number 9. I mean, this series hasn't been the best, but it hasn't been the worst. So I'm curious to see how it comes out of the gates from a little break. So we'll see how that goes. But Suicide Squad, number 9. Next is Unity, number 19. Continuing my enjoyment of certain Valiant titles. Unity 19 is really fun, awesome book, really great. You should just be reading it, period. Next up is Exo Manowar Valiant 25th Anniversary Special number 1. It's Exo Manowar. I've enjoyed Exo Manowar since Valiant released it. Yeah, so picking up the special. So that was it for just the pull list stuff. The pull list stuff I take home to read, to put in my collection, so on and so forth. Again, some of the DC number 1s, if they don't completely catch my interest, I'm not going to keep them, but we'll see. It is Joker variant month, so for those of you out there who are Joker fans, this week might be a little daunting. I didn't have to get, but I ended up picking up 5 of the Joker variant covers, one of which is probably going to be a little tricky to get because I don't know if they solicited it correctly. So, yeah. But first up is the Sean Murphy Batman 41 variant cover. So, yeah. Awesome. Good job there. Then next up we have the Javier Catwoman 41 Joker variant cover. That one looks a little fun. Then we have the Detective Comics number 41 Joker variant cover. Just hilarious with the smile and being a bat sign. Then we have a Richard Russo, I believe, variant for Harley Quinn number 17. Had to get that one. That was awesome. And then the one that probably your shop may or may not have a lot of. Ryan didn't realize that it was this artist doing the cover. So if you could find it, snatch it, because I don't know if many stores ordered it, but that's Suicide Squad number 9. It is a Jim Lee cover there. It is very cool, very awesome, just really, really great stuff. So yeah, so if you can snag one of those, snag one, because I don't think stores knew that it was a Jim Lee variant. So yeah, so again, that's the stuff brought home, the stuff I'm keeping. Now it's onto the pull list. First up, or just the read list, sorry. First up on the read list is Chrononauts number 4. This feels a little bit thick of an issue, so maybe it's the last one, not sure. It's been an okay series. We'll see if it entices me anymore, if they have any more issues to actually read it. Battle World Secret Wars book coming out this week, number 1 is Ghost Racers number 1. Check it out. Most of the Secret Wars titles haven't caught my interest, or have been downright, or they've been okay, or just downright bad. So I have no real urge to kind of check some of these, well, continue reading some of these. I mean, some of them I will, but others I've given up on. I'm not reading the Battle World one, which is the anthology, anymore. I'm not going to pick up the Secret Wars journal to read. There's just too much to read, and I don't want to read that garbage. But number 2 that I was looking forward to was Inhumans Atlan Rising, number 2. The first one really intrigued me, so I'm curious to see where it goes. So yeah, so we have that one I would recommend picking up. Next up, one for zombie fans and Marvel zombie fans is Marvel Zombies. The Battle World Star Secret Wars, I don't know. They slapped the label on both of them, so I'm like, whatever. But yeah, Marvel Zombies, we'll see if it's entertaining enough for me to keep reading it. DC number 1 that I decided, that's not on my pull list, but I'm going to check out, is Red Hood and Arsenal. Number 1, we'll see. Not too sure of it. I'm not a huge. I lost interest in Red Hood and the Outlaws, and so I just haven't followed those characters since. And so yeah, we'll see. Number 2 that came out, Secret Wars 2099. Enjoyed the first one, so this is one of the ones that I'm okay on and looking forward to reading issue number 2. Then we have a regular Marvel book out. Yes, Marvel has regular books right now during Secret Wars. Why? I have no idea. Oh, probably because they don't know how to plan things. Silver Surfer number 12. Yeah, we'll see if this finishes it off or if we're going to get any more from Silver Surfer before Marvel wipes the slate clean and gives us all brand new books. And yes, there is a god-awful amount of them, 55 to 60 books are what's slated to come out either October or November. I'll know more closer to July what those are. But Secret Wars stuff has been delayed, so that's causing issues. But hopefully we'll get the information. But next up is 1602 Witch Hunter Angela number 1. I looked at the cover of this book and went, "Oh, great! They took two Neil Gaiman things and shoved them together to try and sell a book that's not written by Neil Gaiman." No high hopes for that one. The one I'm torturing myself with this week is Spider-Verse number 2. Number 1 was horrible. So hopefully number 2 can redeem something, but I highly, highly doubt it. So Spider-Verse number 2. And then a book that I was surprised wasn't out last week, since every other Star Wars book was out last week, and that's Star Wars Kanan, the Last Padawan. I probably pronounced that wrong. Number 3. I really enjoyed the first 2 issues, so I'm looking forward to this one. Out of all the books, this is probably third on the list, above Princess Leia. Princess Leia is not so good, but yeah, we'll see if this continues my enjoyment of it. Then next up is one of the most confusing books, I think, to come out of Battle World, which is Ultimate End. Number 2 is out. Ultimate End number 1 confused the shit out of a lot of people because it's not clear as to when this is taking place, and it seems like it's doubling up on characters that are in Secret Wars, but are now in Secret Wars, but they came in the raft, but they were in Manhattan. I don't know. Hopefully this issue clarifies some of that, but we'll see. And then last but not least is Weird World number 1. At first glance, you're like, oh, why do I need to pick this up? It looks like a dumb book. But I'm actually giving it a shot because it's Jason Aaron writing this. So I'm curious to see what he's doing with this book. From what I've heard, it's a Conan-ish book, or the Conan book from them. So we'll see where that takes us. But Weird World number 1. The book, there was a couple of books that I know FBB came out, I think issue 21. I'm not picking that up to read anymore. I'm a couple issues behind. I know it ends soon, but I think I'm just done for now. But one title that we didn't even get shelf copies for, which is sad, but is a really, really good book, is Birthright number 8. That came out today. So if you liked Birthright or have checked it out, I highly, highly recommend picking up that first trade. If you haven't, if you have, keep telling your shop to get Birthright, because it's just a really, really solid book overall. So that's pretty much it for my pull list and my read list. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast, which we record every Tuesday night. We just finished recording episode 213, where we talk some Convergence talk, so check me out there. You can help the Comic Conspiracy podcast, the Comics Conspiracy store, myself, by donating to Patreon, www.patreon.com/comicconspiracy. If you go to Patreon, you can just search Comic Conspiracy Podcast and it'll pop right up. You can also buy comics digitally through the Comic Conspiracy digital website, which that is, I always forget what order it goes in. It's comicsconspiracy.comicretailer.com. You can go there, or you can go to comicsconspiracy.biz, and there's a button link to digital comics there. But if you buy your comics through there, the store gets a little bit of a cut, and you can subscribe and do all this wonderful stuff, and it's great also to get those free previews. So go check it out. You can also help me out at any time. If you click on any of the Amazon links here and purchase things through there, it gives me a little kickback. Thank you very much to those of you who do it. Do appreciate that highly. But yeah, so I'm officially in summer mode. from my day job, so I will be watching the kids more, working at the shop. So hopefully, maybe I can do a little bit more this summer, giving you guys some content on the YouTube channel. I'm trying to see about getting a new job, so I got to learn some stuff. So between comic books and trying to get caught up on TV shows and learning some new stuff for a potential new job, I'm really, really busy this summer. So yeah, wish me luck with that. But other than that, yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for everything, and I will see you next week.